video, I talk to you about my favorite self-help books that have helped me immensely in my professional and personal sphere. Hey guys, I'm Sankalpita and you're watching Book Geeks India, and this is a channel where I make book related videos. In this video, I talk to you about some of my favorite self-help books that have had the most impact on me in the last couple of years. Now please note that this is not an exhaustive list, in the sense that in all my years as a book blogger, as a bookstagrammer and a book reviewer, I've come across many books that have helped me immensely. But for obvious reasons, I cannot talk about all of them in this video. And so the idea is to actually bring to you a series of such videos that will help you grow professionally as well as personally. Deliberately in this video, I try to compile books which might be known to you and also which might not be known to you. Some books that might not feature in your regular to-read, must-read self-help books, whether it's on Bookstagram or it's on Book2Net or on BookTube. So in this mix, I have both famous and also non-famous books, and now let's begin. Now before we begin this video, let me give a huge shout out to Mr. Vikram Rajgopal. Vikram Rajgopal had recently published the book of his late wife, Dr. Shweta Shahi. Now Dr. Shweta Shahi is an exceptionally talented scholar who had pursued her doctoral studies in molecular biology, but because of her interest in other fields like spirituality, like personal growth and psychotherapy, she became a public speaker and a life coach, inspiring thousands if not millions with the power of her words. This book is the summation of all the learnings and all the knowledge that she had compiled in her years as a public speaker in her various corporate and public seminars. Now the main intention of this book is to help change the way we perceive the world that we live in, and it talks about some powerful concepts like the power of your subconscious mind, like the law of attraction, law of karma, and also tunnel focus. Now personally, I've had a lot to learn from this book, and I've also done a detailed review of this book on my blog, so if you want, I will put the link down below and you can go and check that out. And now let us once again thank Mr. Vikram to bring this book to fruition and also for sponsoring this video. And now guys, it's time to move on with the list of 5 amazing self-help books that I think you should definitely read. Book number 1 is Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty. Now this is a book that I read in September of 2020, and trust me, I had so much to learn from this book. Like my learnings, my takeaways were immense. And if you want, I have also done a detailed review of that book on my blog and also on my YouTube. All the links will be down below and you can go and check them out. Now what I like about this book is that this book talks about not just your personal but also your professional. The teachings that you learn from this book will be applicable in both these spheres. Now one of my most impactful concepts from this book is the concept of a monkey mind versus a monk mind. Now what the author tells you is that a monkey mind procrastinates, it does overthinking, it is also driven by fear, anger and worry, it feels entitled, it feels self-centered, and it also is easily distracted by small things in life. It also seeks short-term gratification and is obsessed with multitasking. As opposed to that, a monk mind is the exact opposite. And in this book, through the various concepts that are explained in this book, you kind of move away from the monkey mind. At least you try to identify what is a monkey mind and you move towards a monk mind. Now some of the concepts were very good, like the one I just told you about. And in addition to that, I also did learn a few things and relearned a few things and also unlearned a few things. So it was an entirely different book for me, and it opened new vistas for me. So I had gained immensely from this book, and that's the reason I would definitely recommend it to each one of you. The book number 2 which I want to feature in this video is Get Smart by Brian Tracy. This is a book that I read on my Kindle, and I'm so glad that I actually read it and I learned so much from it. So this, as opposed to the first book, this book focuses more on your professional and business growth. In a nutshell, it actually teaches you how to be successful, and some of the main things that I learned from this book is to differentiate between or move from negative perspective to positive perspective. It also teaches you the difference between short-term perspective and long-term perspective, and how you should actually take all your actions which lead towards the long-term goal of your life. Another aspect that this book talks about is informed thinking versus uninformed thinking, and how all the major decisions of your life should be taken after getting all relevant information. Another thing that it teaches you is to distinguish between your dreams, your goals, and your aspirations. And once you decide on your goals and quantify them, how every day you should take one single small step towards reaching that goal. So there are many concepts that I learned from this book. I remember another one, which is to take away the blame. So what it tells you is that there is a reason why you are at a certain position in life, and whatever happened until today, going forward, you are responsible for your own action. Take away that blame and tell yourself, I am responsible, I am responsible, I am the only one who's responsible. And once you do that, you try to notice the changes that occur in you. So these are many things that I learned from this book. And if you guys want more information, I have done a detailed learnings video about this book, and I will link it down below so you can go and check it out. Book number 3 is Jujube, The Journey to a Joyful Being by P.C. Bala. Now, a lot of my subscribers and mostly my friends and family members and cousins and many people who I know, they ask me for self-help books. And when I recommend them some books, some popular ones, what happens is that the non-readers especially, they come back to me and tell me that the book was too hard, or either the book was too boring or too dull. So for especially those people who are essentially not readers or just getting into reading self-help book, I have a book just for you. So whereas the first book was about a personal growth, mostly personal growth, the second was about professional and business growth, this third book is about happiness, and this tells you 30 simple ways to achieve happiness. Now what I like about this book is that it's written in a very easy conversational language. The 30 steps that are given in the book are very easy to implement, and the book is written keeping in mind Indian readers and also Indian sensibilities. In 30 simple practical steps, one can learn how to be a little more joyful, how to be a little more happy in life. Further, going by the look and feel of the book, I think it's a great read to give it to somebody because it will be loved by non-readers and, like I told you, beginners. Just a small reminder guys, if you are enjoying this video, don't forget to hit that like and also subscribe to my channel and comment down below about how you're liking this video. The next book guys, I am pretty sure that you must have known about this book, or at least it's a popular book, but it does not really feature in a self-help category. But I would love to feature it here because personally I had a lot to learn from this book, and I just can't tell you how much I loved reading this book. Basically, this is also a book that you can give to children. So if you have a child in your family, if you are a parent, or if you have any child in your family and you want to see those children grow up and be independent and be creative, then this is a book that you should definitely give them. This is Art Matters by Neil Gaiman and Chris Weisel. Now the beauty of this book is that it combines the beautiful and powerful writing of Neil Gaiman with the gorgeous illustrations that are done by Chris Weisel. And this is a book that essentially talks about creativity, and it is a very thin read. It has 4 components. One is about making beautiful, gorgeous art. Another is about the power of dissent and why it's important to let people voice their dissent, the freedom of expression and all that. Then there is another section that talks about the joy of creating something from the scratch, even when it is something not related to the field that you're working in or not related to your interests. And the last one is about books and libraries and librarians and the importance of librarians in our lives. Now I would say that this book is basically meant for a Western audience, because when it talks about libraries and librarians, it's essentially talking about Western countries. But even then, the lessons that this book has, and Neil Gaiman has given such beautiful inputs from his own life, where he talks about all the lessons that he wants to share with the readers and all the things that he regrets doing and some things that he has learned. I think it is a beautiful read, and it just tells you to be creative and make beautiful, gorgeous art, and it's inspiring as hell. So yeah, definitely a must read from me. Finally guys, the last book is Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor E. Frankl. Now honestly, this is a book that you would find on every single must-read self-help books or even must-read books of all times. And let me tell you very honestly that this book deserves all the hype that it gets. It's that great. It's that good. Now, because it was first published way back in 1946, the format that this book takes and the language also is a little different from what we are used today, like in today's generation. But do not let that fact deter you from picking this book up, because that will be a grave mistake. Broadly speaking, this book has two sections, two main topics. Number one is the author's horrifying and disgusting experiences surviving and living in Nazi concentration camps. Not one camp, not two camp, but many more than that. And it's an intense read, because when you sit down to read those things and you try to visualize it and you try to imagine that this actually happened, I don't know, like I was so moved by it. I cannot express it enough, but you have to read it to know what I'm talking about. The second part talks about this concept, this theory called the logotherapy. Now, through this theory, what the author proposes is that the primary drive for any human being is not the seeking of pleasure, but actually the pursuit of what we perceive as meaningful. And it is a book that tells you that no matter how hard your circumstances are, you might not be able to avoid the suffering, but you can definitely choose how you react to it, how you cope up with it, and how you give yourself a meaning in life to move ahead in life. So, like I told you, this was one of my best reads ever. I do not have words to tell you how great this book is. So go and read it. It has been loved by millions of people the world over, and it's a classic, and it's a classic because of that reason. And guys, with that, I would like to end this video. Thank you so much for watching it. These were the list of 5 must-read self-help books, 5 of my most impactful and most favorite self-help books that I've read in recent years. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit that like and also subscribe to my channel, and also let me know in the comments below. I will be back with another video super soon. Until then, bye.